Alright, welcome back once again to the Myth World Cup 2012. This is the NewMutator bringing you some Myth online multiplayer games here. This is game 3 in the matchup between the Name Changers and Deer. And it looks like Deer has the same exact team that we saw in the first two games. They're going to stick with 4 players. Two of whom are substitutes. So Vantobia is once again captain, Bronson, Scratch, and Sasper will be playing for the Deer team in this game. And it looks like Name Changers have picked up Mr. Rousey. Okay, so Adrenaline is captaining again. Sam once again is on the team. Shyster's son, I believe, is Zach. I briefly touched on the fact that Zach was suspected of being the dummy, the imposter in the previous match, and that's because he just has so many different accounts that he likes to jump on, and I guess this is a different account that he's jumping on. So this, I believe, is Zach, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Rousey, I believe, is August. I hope I'm not wrong there. I'm just going to call him Mr. Rousey for the remainder of the match. And of course, Brutalitops is Shyster. I will be referring to him as Shyster. So, actually, this map is territory, so each team is going to be scrambling, trying to get flags, and judging from the play that, the poor performance that we've been seeing from Deer the previous two games, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Name Changers just grabbed every single flag and took the game early. Let's see if there's anything unusual about their trade. Not really. They have some Thrall for the Name Changers. Obviously they're going to be using Pus. They have a player advantage. I just don't really see this working in Deer's favor at all. Deer just, they don't have. It kind of looks like Deer doesn't have as many units as the Name Changers. Maybe it's because Name Changers are just taking so many goals, and looks like they've maxed out their warriors as well. Max Heron heroes, or Heron healers, I should say. So I'm just really not sure what Deer is going to be able to do. They are choosing to utilize Pus this game, unsurprisingly, but I just don't know if it will be effective. Zach is circled this pond. Apparently there was a pond incident in a previous game that he played with Shyster. Some kind of inside story that I'm not aware of. So it looks like Name Changers are breaking up into two groups here. One's kind of heading out in this direction, the other one heading out north towards these flags here. This one might split up again. And Deer just kind of all over the map. I'm not sure if taking archers was a good idea. I think they're going to be needing a lot of melee. And I didn't see how many dwarves Deer took, but I would imagine that it's not going to help them. But anything can happen. That's the nature of Myth.
Flag captured.
And we've seen upsets before in the past.
Flag captured.
So I wouldn't be surprised if anything happened. If Deer managed to squeak by with a win, that would be par for the course as well.
Flag captured. Flag contested.
So Name Changers already
Flag
up
captured.
with a minor lead. They're tied at 3 flags apiece. Nobody has tagged the center flag just yet. But even though they're tied at 3, Name Changers did grab the third flag first. And they just solidified their lead by tagging the middle flag. Now these are Dwarven heroes. Oh, I'm sorry, no, they're regular dwarves, but that one just threw it really far because I guess he had the high ground. Oh. Interesting pus block by Scratch, but it's not going to do very much. The dwarf does go down and renders him very vulnerable.
Flag captured.
And he needs to keep this healer alive. Oh! He flinched and dropped the Mandrake root. But he was able to take down the healer of Adrenaline. So this is kind of typical of play that you see with lesser teams, and the reason I say that is because, you know, they just kind of run in and bedazzle, you know, shock and awe kind of tactic, and that doesn't really happen in the as we saw with my team and R3. There was a lot more dawdling, just kind of not committing, and of course that pus duds. So even though Scratch almost got wiped out, the percentages aren't that far apart. They are kind of, see Bronson doing what he can to kind of even it up here. But looks like Deer is taking some losses elsewhere. Yeah, Clumped Thrall is very effective, and it looks like Sam is going to be reinforcing that and taking out that melee. So once again, the Deer is trailing, but not by a whole lot. Actually, that probably sealed it. They are down 10%. They only have 23% to Name Changer's 33%. Bronson trying to utilize his dwarf to the best of his ability. Sam already blaming lag. I didn't quite see what he's referring to, but I don't doubt it happened.
Flag captured.
I know I played a Myth World Cup game once where I had the home flag. I had a dwarf and some thrall sitting on the home flag, and I didn't press G. I didn't guard with thrall, and I was on a dial-up modem. This was several years ago, and it was the final game in our matchup. It was neck and neck, and it could have gone either way, and I had to defend the flag.
Flag contested.
And I got disconnected, and my thrall walked off the flag, and we ended up losing the match. Never quite recovered from that. So Bronson finally able to take out that Heron healer. Really pesky. But there are just so many archers here from Mr. Rousey. Firing those fire arrows into the trees, and once again, not able to tag the flags with what little forces they had, and Name Changers take that game as well. Looks like Adrenaline did fairly well, especially with that early charge. He did have more casualties than kills, but secured a significant amount of damage, 109 for his team. And actually, something very interesting, even though Team Deer was down in percentages by the end of this game, they did have more damage than the Name Changers. They had 345 to the Name Changers 331, and that's probably because the Name Changers were able to use their Heron healers more effectively. And Bronson, Sasper and Bronson doing fairly well, doing really well actually for their team, carrying their team there. Vantobia and Scratch not so well. Scratch got mauled at the beginning of this game. So once again, not very surprising. Name Changers flagged Deer on this map, and they're up already 3-0. Deer really not able to win this matchup, but they can secure some points for themselves if they are able to take any one of the next 2 games or both of them for this qualifying round. So we'll go on to game number 4.